Welcome everybody, Shir number 945. We're learning today Lila Nishmas Moshe Doif Ben Rabban Zisel, Lila Nishmas Blima Bas Ramosha, and the Refuah Shalema Freda Golda Bas Esther Shtakav Refuah Shalema B'Soich Shachol Yisrael. Getting back to our malach of MAKEH B'PATISH. Okay, we started our last not our last malacha, but our last gezerah. We are middle of the malacha of MAKEH B'PATISH, Tikkun Mana, and we started our last gezerah. We said that Lamaisa there were 6 gezerahs midrabanan. We went through the other ones in the last share. We just mentioned quickly what they are. We are up to the last one, which is the isser of folding linens and garments in the right way on the line and so on. We will see that the Mechaber does bring down a shita, the Mordechai actually, that doing it not the regular way, in other words, backwards, and not the regular way of folding it, there will be room to be makel, but we're going to see how that works. So, Lamaisa, we started talking about last year that if somebody folds a garment with 5 conditions, and they have all 5 conditions that are met, if you're missing one, it's also that we're going to see the Mechaber says. But if you have 5 conditions that are met, it would be okay. So we're just going through those 5 conditions to get an understanding as to what it's all about. And like we mentioned last time, the first condition was a problem of hachana, of preparation for during the week. We said the first condition was that it has to be for that same Shabbos. So that's the only thing that was a little bit different. That had to be done for the same day and not for during the week. But in other words, a separate thing, not Tikkun Mana, not MAKEH B'PATISH, but preparations for the week, which is the Isra of Achana. The other ones are that it looks like you're fixing the garment, Kemisak and Mana, by doing it the right way and folding it up neatly, tightly on the line and so on. So the second condition which somebody would need, which we started to talk about, is the first one we said it has to be the same day. Second one, v'dafka ba'adam echad. It has to be one person, ba'adam. And there's parentheses, the Mechaber says echad, one person, that's all. Now, what does that mean, one person? Says the Mishabura, would I be able to do it on a table? Is that considered a problem? In other words, good, I do it one person in the air, I'll fold the garment, fine. Let's say I put it down on the table and I spread it out on the table, right? And I start folding it so nicely on the table or on these type of couple of chairs to make it, more exact and so on. So the Mishabura Taka says, first of all, avol b'shnei b'nei adam, with 2 people, right? Mishum devishna. What's the problem with 2 people? Why is one of the conditions of folding a garment on Shabbos, it has to be one person, and 2 people do, it's automatically not allowed to fold it nice and neat in the right way. When 2 people do it, they take out the wrinkles better, right? They pull it. 2 people always pull it to make it nice, tight, neat, and they take out more of the wrinkles, and therefore it's similar. It looks like v'nirek misakin mana. It looks like our iser, our part of MAKEH B'PATISH, which is Tikkun Mana, fixing a garment. Again, it's not exactly, but it looks like. Says the Mishbur, v'mekapel, this all could be found in Sif Cotton Yodalid, v'mekapel al safsel, if somebody does it on a safsel, a stool, a table, these type of things, dina k'mekapel b'shnaim, then it would have a din as though 2 people did it. So somebody might say, well, I'll do it on a table. Good, I'll do one person, but I'll do it on a table, I'll do it on a couple of chairs or whatever. That should also not be done because that would mess up that condition. It has to be done like in the air by one person. Like this becomes not such a professional type of folding. Okay, so now the next condition first. So that's what he says. The next condition, the garment has to be a new garment. In other words, if it's a new garment, it would make it easier. That it was not. This kapsu was not washed, not a washed garment. It wasn't dry cleaned and so on. It's a brand new garment. So what does that help me to affect that it's a new garment? This is condition number 3 that one would need. Tells us to Mishabura Sif Cotton Tesvav Lefisha Kol Shaloinis Kapsu, a garment that was not yet cleaned or washed. Heim Koshim. It's like sharp. It's strong, sharp. Ve'ein memarin likmait, and it doesn't get wrinkled so fast. Ve'ein Choshov Hakipol tikkun. Therefore, if somebody folds it up, it doesn't look like a real type of a fixing. When you have a garment that was already washed, right, and laundered, and it's now getting wrinkled up, a person wears it. So now you go and fold it on the line, you fold it nice, neat and tight. It looks like your mamish fixing the garment. But when you have a new, let's say like a new suit, a brand new suit, right, or what we'll see, a suit is a little bit different, a dark suit, but let's say like a tallis, because one of the conditions, it has to be white, and it can't be light color, and it can't be dark. So let's say like a brand new tallis, it was never clean, brand new, never nothing, and the person has it, so that makes it much easier. The lines are there, it's not wrinkled, and it's nice, strong, tightly, came straight from the store. So therefore, when you fold it up, it doesn't look like a real fixing. Whereas an older tallis, a tallis that was already washed, cleaned, and so on, so that already, when you're folding it on the line, it looks much more like a real fixing. Ve'ein chashuv, says the Mishnah Berurah, ve'ein chashuv hakipul tikkun kol kach ad sheyeh nira k'mesaken mana. And then therefore the folding doesn't look like such a fixing ad sheyeh nira k'mesaken mana, until it's it looks like tikkun mana. In other words, bottom line, it's not enough of a fixing by a new garment where we will say it looks like tikkun mana. Okay, we'll see how that works. So now the next condition tells us the mechaber levanim. It should be white, a light color. We'll see if there's a difference. We'll get the reason why I'm saying we'll see. We want to see in the Sefer Yitzhar Halachos a little bit. He explains each condition a little bit more, possibly the Sefer Lamites Malachos. But right now we just want to get an introduction as to what it's all about. So now it has to be white. Why? Why if I have a black pair of pants or a dark pair of pants and I fold that, even though it's brand new, we said, and it's not so wrinkled or whatever. So what's the problem on the color? How does the color help? So it tells us the Mishnah Berurah in Sifkat and Tezayin, Devitzevuim Hakipol Mesaken Yoser. By colored garments, the folding is a better fixing. In other words, it keeps it sharper, it keeps it a little bit sharper, and you have that a lot of times by suits and skirts and whatever. That sometimes in the pressing, again, like I mentioned many times, we were in the dry cleaning industry, and if it's not pressed the right way, it gets shiny, there's various different, by dark colored garments, it could be messed up very easily if the pressing is not done so well and it's not so, nicely fit and tucked in and so on. It doesn't look as good. But by a lighter color garment, you don't see it. There's no real shine if it's not pressed so 100% or whatever. It doesn't really stick out that much. Where by a darker garment, it sticks out more. So therefore, the folding of a darker garment, on the lines and so on, like a pair of pants and so on, would be more of a fixing, and thereby it looks like ke'ein tikkun mana. That would asser it. Okay, so now the last condition tells us the mechaber also, ve'ein loy lahachalef. You don't have another one. In other words, good, we'll let you fold it. You have all the other conditions. That it's for today, good, it's for the same day for Shabbos, number one. Number two, it's only one person, fine. We said that it has to be brand new, not washed, fine. We have that condition. We have it has to be white, fine. But now there's another condition, ve'ein loy lahachalef. You don't have another one also. In other words, if you have another one, it tells us the Mishnah Berurah, aval im yesh loy lahachalef, if you have another beged, let's say a person has another talis. I have two. We're going to see what about a weekday talis. We'll talk about that. But if I have another Shabbos talis, I have two Shabbos talisim, so good, use the other one. Why do you have to start folding this one? Good, you have all the conditions, fine, it was never cleaned, it's brand new, very nice, one person, everything good. So we'll let you fold it. But the problem is, you have another talis that you can wear, then we're going to tell you, then you cannot fold this one. Now, so that's what the Mishnah Berurah says. Aval im yesh loy lahachalef beged acher l'Shabbos. If you have another one for Shabbos, then afal pisha ein yofa kazeh. He says, even though it's not as nice as this one, lo yitiru lo lekapale. We're not going to let you fold it. In other words, let's say you have another Shabbos talis, but it might not be 100% like as beautiful as this one. Even though we're not going to let you fold it. Just ending off this condition, and then of course we're going to get it into the conditions and see how they apply and so on, and we'll take it from there. But says the Sharitzin in Sif Cotton Yudzayin the Beged Choyel, you'll say, what about your Shabbos talis? Very nice. I have all the conditions for the talis, wonderful. The only other talis I have, though, is my weekday talis. Do I have to wear my weekday talis, or could I fold my Shabbos talis if I meet all the conditions besides the last one? So tells us Mishnah Berurah, the Sharitzin in Sif Cotton Yudzayin the Beged Choyel loy mikra yesh loy lahachalef. lachlif. Just because you have a weekday garment, you have a weekday talis. I'm just giving a mashal. It could be by a suit or whatever, but then usually you're missing the condition of white. But the beged chala weekday talis lemikra yesh lehachlif, that would not have a status of, you have another talis, because that's a weekday talis. Even though the second Shabbos talis is not so beautiful like the first, the Mishbur said, but a weekday talis, that we don't count, that does not count as something, another talis that you could wear, because that's your weekday talis. That's all, it's a weekday talis. Okay, we're going to go more into this, and of course see various different examples, how they work, what you could fold on Shabbos, what you can't fold on Shabbos. Bottom line is, we see a problem with the pants. Take a person, what do they do with their pants? You can't hang it up on a hanger. Could I hang it up on the chair? Could I just, hang it by the waist? What am I doing? So we'll go through those in Yonim upcoming shiurim. Thank you for listening. Atzlach and bracha kol tov.